5 seconds to go. Start. Madam Speaker, I rise to present the interim budget for the year 2019-20. Madam Speaker, the people of India gave a strong mandate to our government. Under the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, we have given the most decisive, stable, and clean government and have undertaken transformational structural reforms. We have reversed the policy paralysis engulfing the nation and have restored the image of the country. The major achievement of this government was that we strived our utmost to change the mindset and ignited the self confidence of the nation. I can proudly say that India is solidly back on track and marching towards growth and prosperity. We have prepared the foundation for sustainable growth, progress, and better quality of life for all our people. We are moving towards realizing a new India by 2022 when we celebrate 75 years of India's independence, an India which is clean and healthy, where everybody would have a house with universal access to toilets, water, and electricity, where farmers' income would have doubled, youth and women would get ample opportunities to fulfill their dreams, an India free from terrorism, communalism, casteism, corruption, and nepotism. Madam Speaker, the last 5 years have seen India being universally recognized as a bright spot of the global economy. The country witnessed its best phase of macroeconomic stability during this period. We are the fastest growing major economy in the world with an annual average GDP growth during last 5 years higher than the growth achieved by any government since economic reforms began in 1991. From being the 11th largest economy in the world in 2013-14, we are today the 6th largest in the world. Besides generating high growth rate, we contained double digit inflation and restored fiscal balance. Inflation is a hidden and unfair tax on the poor and the middle class. The average rate of inflation during 2009 to 2014 was a back-breaking 10%. The then Prime Minister admitted as much when he said, "We have also not been as successful in controlling persistent inflation as we would have wished. This is primarily because food inflation has increased. In contrast, our government broke the back of back-breaking inflation. We brought down average inflation to 4.6%, which is lower than any other government. From the high of almost 6% 7 years ago, the fiscal deficit has been brought down to 3.4% in 2018-19. The current account deficit against a high of 5.6% 6 years ago is likely to be only 2.5% of GDP this year. We contained the fiscal deficit, notwithstanding the Finance Commission's recommendations increasing the share of the states from 32% to 42% in central taxes, which we accepted in the true spirit of cooperative federalism, thereby transferring significantly higher amounts to the states. Due to a stable and predictable regulatory regime, growing economy and strong fundamentals, India could attract massive amount of foreign direct investment during the last 5 years, as much as $239 billion. This period also witnessed a rapid liberalization of the FDI policy, allowing most FDI to come through the automatic route. Madam Speaker, the last 5 years have witnessed a wave of next generation structural reforms which have set the stage for decades of high growth. We have undertaken path breaking structural reforms by introducing goods and services tax and other taxation reforms. The period of 2008 to 14 will be remembered as a period of aggressive credit growth, and as per RBI, the primary reason for spurt in non-performing loans and stressed assets. Outstanding loans of public sector banks ballooned from rupees 18 lakh crore to rupees 52 lakh crore during this period. Many projects were started that could either not be completed or had low capacity utilization, resulting in their inability to pay back their loans. There were high stressed and non-performing assets amounting to rupees 5.4 lakh crore in 2014. Many more were hidden through restructuring or otherwise, which were discovered during asset quality reviews and inspections carried out since 2015. We put a stop to such questionable practices and stopped the culture of phone banking. The 4 R's approach of recognition, resolution, recapitalization, and reforms has been followed. A number of measures have been implemented to ensure clean banking. Through a transparent and accountable process, we recognized these NPAs. The Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code has institutionalized a resolution friendly mechanism which is helping in recovery of non performing loans while preserving the underlying businesses and jobs. Earlier, only small businessmen used to be under pressure of repayment of loans, while in the case of big businessmen, it was the headache of banks. But now, defaulting managements are either paying or exiting their businesses. A large amount has been recovered by banks. Stop.